No, his toilet sucks. His bathroom. I knew. Guys, I knew. I know this shit. I know this shit. Like I told you, I have a sixth sense for this shit. Like I know he will be in the toilet. Okay, number 1 or number 2? It's just like I knew it was number 2, you know. But hey, thank you, hidden camera. No, but the toilet is actually just dog shit. His toilet sucks, and his sink is like this small. This is his sink. Like it's this small. You cannot even have both your hands in. What would you like to focus on? And also, can you give me POV or your name? Small sink discipline. I love your banters though. I mean, yeah. It's he's like a brother to me. Like CSing, staying consistent. I mean, focusing on CSing is not a real goal. So when you think about CSing, it's more wave management and like understanding of trade patterns and whatnot. Because focusing on CSing is not a real goal. It's not something that you can track. It's your CS improves by you improving those other two things. Does that make sense? It doesn't improve by you last hitting. Like I can't say, Mana Flow, you should have hit this minion, you know? No, I'm moving. Anyways, Syndra versus... What do you think about this matchup, big man? I can tell you that it's not a nice matchup. It's not a nice matchup at all. Do you remember we played 1v1? I was first timing Syndra and I smashed you. Do you remember that? The reason being that it's very hard to play. Syndra versus Cashew. How do you win this matchup, do you think? Very hard matchup. What can I do? That's not true. That is not true. When did I say not? Like, when did I say that I didn't lose against you with Lucian Heimer on mid? I never said that. I said that there's a possibility it can work, and it didn't work, okay? It's unplayable matchup. I think I just survived in this matchup. Gragas 1v1? I don't remember. You know, there's more things more important to me. Where it's kind of like it's like the highlight of your life. No, I'm joking, sorry. But it was right there for the taking. Anyways, what can you do in this matchup? Stutter stabbing. Very OP. Try to fake out her E. If she uses E, that's your green light. If she never uses, just try to go 50-50. If you go 50-50 in this lane, you won lane. If she uses spells on wave, okay, makes sense. So this is what I would say initially, like this is your chances to win the matchup, but for you to win the matchup, he has to fuck up. But he will fuck up because this is like it's like diamond, right? Or plat or emerald, something like that. So he will fuck up and you will have chances. Alright, like there's like you can go pro hard matchups that go 50-50. If they don't, the matchup is only a winning matchup if you know why it's a winning matchup. If you don't know why it's a winning matchup, then you don't have the tools, right? It's like you can only lose weight if you know how to lose weight. I mean, you can be lucky, but then you can't replicate it. So it's basically the same kind of concept. Does that make sense? So if you know how to win the losing matchup, and he doesn't know how to win the winning matchup, then you will you'll have an advantage. I think my perception on how to play certain matchups is flawed. This is D1 Master. Okay, yeah, then you have a chance. That's what I'm saying. In bad matchup, always type Syndra win this matchup hard, and then oops, didn't mean to ult shit. Puts pressure on her. Shut up. Let's go. Why do you have German client? This is German, right? Like, just out of curiosity. Man, this sounds disgusting. This is like, can't listen to this. Mm, I mean, you can see that he already doesn't know what he's doing right now. Because if he knows what he's doing, and also you have to test. If you're playing a losing matchup, hard losing matchup, you need to test the enemy. And what I mean by that is you need to see if he knows first. Basically, you're bluffing, right? It's like bluffing in a poker game. If he doesn't play how he needs to play, then it gives you opportunities. And he already doesn't play how he should play, because if he does, he would be playing with the first minion and he would try to get an advantage on you. And he would try to get push. But because he's not in lane, you could have auto the minions a couple of times and then gives you level 2 to level 1. But you didn't auto the minion. I like German language. You're the first to ever say that. First person in the world, actually. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Like, just imagine, right? Imagine that you popped 2 or 3 autos in before she made it. 2 autos. Let's be realistic. And then this trade happens. Then you're smiling. You're happy. And ideally you don't try to Q too much when you can't hit the wave. Like, let's say you don't Q here, right? And she goes in the range minions. Now you try to Q. But instead of hitting only her, let's say you miss her. She's here. You try to Q. You Q here. You miss her, but you still hit the minions. And that can give you level 2 first. If you get level 2 first, you can get an advantage. And for you to get level 2 first, she has to fuck up. Again, keep that in mind. But she has already fucked up like 3 times. So the two windows you have to hit her is either when she stands in the wave, and worst case you hit the minions, and that's a good thing, or if she's autoing, and then you can hit the Q while she's autoing. But she's a mage, right? So she can retaliate with a Q herself. And you should be fucking hitting the minions, because you can still get level 2 first. And if you get level 2 1 minion before her, it's huge. That means you're winning lane, and she can't punish you in the same way. Or not winning lane, but she can't control the wave how she wants to control it, because if she can't control the wave, she cannot use her matchup to the fullest. And here, you know you're getting 2 before her, right? Like, ideally you would have gotten it way before her, but you know you're getting 2 before her, right? 1 auto before her. If you used that and you were further up in lane, you could have pushed this motherfucker back. And if you pushed her back, maybe she doesn't even hit 2 on this minion. You could have maybe even taken her flash, because she's disrespecting and she's not aware. But neither are you, so it's beneficial for her, right? I'm going full Eminem style here. Because I think what's happened, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? I think what happened is you went into this game thinking, this matchup is fucking hard. If I go even, I'm winning. But you should go into the matchup thinking, how can I win this matchup? And then make the gears turn, right? And then hopefully you find some sort of conclusion or some sort of planning. And then you just fucking run with that plan. If you grief and you go 0-10, hopefully you learn something. I'm not advocating for griefing and ending, but I'm saying maybe it had a purpose, right? And you learned from it. Like, look how fucking boosted this guy is. Look how boosted he is. You see? He uses QE on you. Now, no EQ. You just step up and farm him. He can't play. But you're a bit afraid, and then... I mean, this trade isn't necessarily that good. If you killed him, sure, great. But you can't shove this wave in before the next wave. He has TP. And you don't have flash, and that should be more beneficial for him, because he has a stun, you don't. So his jungler can gank and yours realistically cannot gank. Like, you're not playing with Nunu here, you're playing with Kha'Zix. Like, he needs the right conditions to gank. But again, it's not the end of the world. I'm just saying, like, it could have been way more beneficial if you played more in his face. Because the matchup isn't mega hard losing early. It's more when he gets 6 and he can one-shot you and he can play from range and he got some CDs, right? But early game, Syndra is kinda dog shit, so you can play and you have options. You end up TPing here. I think the moment you see him Q, you should TP, because the moment he Qs, he's hard shoving. And then you should want to freeze the wave, right? Which you do, so that's good. That's really good. Just Q these melee minions and kill them. Also nice, you stop her base. Now you go into the bush. Go from here, you go into the bush, because you want to lose less HP. Just because you have 2 buffs doesn't mean you would want to use them, right? So just instantly rush to the bush and drop aggro, and then you have the wave here and you can kill off this minion, and you're vibing. Just like a minor thing, again, just min-maxing, but still. It's good to note. And he doesn't base. That's quite good from him, because if he takes this trade he did now, and you don't have TP, it's a bit rough. So you have to be mindful of trading with him here, because you're not really. Like, the moment he does this and he stays, don't trade. Just be happy if he pushes the wave in, and you just get the last hits, because he can TP back, you cannot. So you will have to be able to shove in the wave, and the only way you can do that is if you have a bit of HP and wave advantage to leverage with. Fuck, this guy sucks. If you hit that Q, he's dead. And this guy is a griefer. I mean, he isn't basing, so, you know, life is good. He doesn't choose, like, by not basing, he can't lane. Because he has no mana, no HP, right? So he can't lane. So you're vibing. And you can just, like, slow push the next wave, and you're happy. But if he does base and TP, on after this wave here, he shoved it in a bit earlier here. If he does base and TP now, it can be very hard, because he can just lock you in lane and you have to lose, I mean, like, you have to lose a wave, because you will not be able to shove in the next one before he arrives. If he bases correctly, like, he isn't basing, right? He's just oinking. Here, he starts base now, away from you, obviously. You farm the wave, he TPs, he holds, you have to lose a wave, or you have to rely on other players to bail you out, because of the earlier trade you took. And you die. Not too surprising. But this is a bit about, like, what we talked about with the no flash to flash, right? Fucking hell. I don't know. Next. I don't want to watch more. It's GG. This is end of PoE, I'm sorry. This is where we call it. Next. Holy shit. What to add? 5 minutes? Not? What do you mean? No. We're literally done. No, guys, we're done. Like, come on, relax a bit. We're done. I have to also write a bit. Let's relax. Plus, I waited for you 3 minutes. Just let me know if you have questions. Like, read it now, Manaflow, and let me know if you have questions. Then I can answer before I go next. Question, so if Syndra lets me take over the wave, I should always capitalize on it for sure. Because that's the way you turn the matchup, right? That means that you have wave management, or you have control over the wave. And if you get level 2 first, you might be able to surprise her and kill her because people are they're playing on autopilot and they're noobs. So you can leverage her, the level 2 lead to get level 3 lead and to get wave push. And if you get wave push, she can't use her matchup as well as she should. But she's already making a mistake level 1 by not walking with the wave and aiming to Q the wave or aiming to Q you or anything like that. So she isn't controlling the wave at all. Yeah, let's leave it at that. So when do I not touch the wave then? If she's already there, if she goes and hits level 1, you just try to match her. Because she's not a real champ level 1, right? So you can still play. But you go to match her. You don't try to... 1 second. Let me finish this and I will answer the last questions you have.